Arsenal fans in New York, we've got something very special for you. Join fellow Gooners for a watch party as Arsenal take on Manchester United, brought to you by Betting Hero. It's happening at the Football Factory at Legends on Sunday, March the 9th, with kick-off at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. There'll be a film crew capturing all the vibes, so you might just make it onto AFTV. Don't miss out for your chance to be part of Arsenal's takeover in New York.
Yes, people, welcome back to AFTV. Welcome back to a super fan debate with some super fans we got from the Man United side ahead of the game on Sunday. You can see my energy of 4:30 p.m. at OT in the Ops block. But, I mean, it's not looking as scary as it has in the past. And we're going to get into all the nooks and crannies around it. We're going to get the comments and super chats. But you can see my energy. I've got Gooner Lee with me representing Arsenal. We're up right now. We've got the Man United. I want to get a whole... We're going to... Instead of just doing questions and debate and stuff, we're just going to get the full view. The full United view, shall we say, of just what's going on.
Would you say you're up right now? Up? What do you mean?
Well, yeah, we're second. You're 14th. So I'm just saying we're up off the back of our last win.
But on your objectives for the season, what are you?
No, we're just up in when it comes to league position. I just want to let's start there. We're playing for attack.
No, I'm just I'm asking.
Wait.
I'm asking for. I just want to know what you're up. I'm just saying when you say you're up, because that means that you're happy with your objectives. You're happy with your seat.
I'm just happy. The place I'm in right now is Arsenal. I'm happy after the back of winning PSV 7-1. I'm happy right now. So let me ask you quickly. Let's start then. Flex. We're going to start full out at Marcel, yeah? Are you worried about you might get the PSV treatment, or are you quite confident that won't happen? Let me know. Just start with that.
Marcel, over to you.
No, that's definitely not happening. We all know that's definitely not happening.
So no embarrassing scoreline, you don't think?
It's not going to be embarrassing scoreline, and we're going to hope for a last minute winner. A counter-attacking performance. We're just going to sit in, fill up, our half of the pitch and try and, attack the space that you guys are going to leave in behind. We've got a few players that could suit that style of football. So, Ruben's going to find an avenue to win the game. That's going to be obviously the counter-attack. You guys are going to have majority of the football and there's going to be plenty space in behind. Oh, my camera's gone. But yeah.
Let me just pull you up on one thing you said there. You said there's, they're going to sit back and then counter. What player on your team do you think counters and gets the goal against Saliba and Gabriel? Just let me know.
I could answer for him of what he probably meant. This is his views. Probably
rubbish, isn't it? Yeah,
probably Garnacho. Garnacho on the counter is probably what Marcel means. Do you mean Garnacho, Marcel, on the counter?
We nearly done that at Emirates the other day. A couple seasons back. Bruno is going to be instrumental in part of starting the attacks from deep. Oh, my camera keeps going. Starting from the attacks from deep. So it's going to be Garnacho, Bruno to help us in that regard.
Okay. Lee, I'll bring you in a second. Just quickly, I know Marcel was a big stand for Eric Ten Hag. He held in there right to the end of defensively, given KG, but KG obviously slipped away and changed sides. Flex, he was quite impartial for some of the time, but
when it was time, it was time. I called it in.
He called it out. Yeah. So Ruben Amorim, talk to me. So what if he gets battered, which is looking, the way your team is, how everything's set up right now, the clubs are in tatters right now. United. Do you look at the manager and say, I can't have enough of this? Is it time to start calling out?
No, none of that for me. None of that. No, absolutely not. He's got to get to the summer. The season's a write-off, and I understand him coming in and not getting results has been a part of it being a write-off in the league. But the context of which he was brought here, under the conditions in what he was brought here in, he was brought here to play that system. They knew his style, they knew his formation, they knew everything, and they've decided to go and get him halfway through the season, and knowing that money isn't really sufficiently there in the summer. In January. Shout out Turkish. So it's not there in January. So yeah, he's sticking to his guns and stuff to try and get something real, something tangible. How many times last year we're coming from a guy, we go, what's Man United's identity? Who are they? What are they trying to do? Get rid of this guy. He doesn't even know what football is he trying to do. But then now we've got a guy who actually sticks to his principles, sticks to his identity. And now we're saying he needs to change it. He needs to change it. So for me,
but does he?
He shouldn't. No, not necessarily. I'm saying he needs to keep adapting within it. But with what we've got, let's be real. The players, they don't suit it. So he can he can change for the short term and then change back. But what he's basically going down the road of doing is saying, I'm not changing it. In the long run, we'll be better for it. And we get to the summer and we go from there. If you expected him to come in and fix all of the mess that's been there prior to him, we already know the problem at Man United is it can't just be, it's not the managers. It's not just the managers. Managers is one part of it, because when you don't get the right results, of course, you're going to lose your job. But as we're seeing with the mess that's happening above him, it's a total joke. It's a total joke what's happening. So really, I ain't entertaining like he's got to go by the summer and all. He's bought one player. He hasn't even been able to sell anyone yet properly. Do you know what I'm saying? So
he's going to struggle to sell. Struggle to sell some of them players for big money, if I'm honest.
Well, we can't, and that's what I'm saying. The position that Man United have got themselves into, we can't sell hardly anyone for big money, apart from academy graduates like Kobe, like Garnacho, and obviously Rashford, like poor profit. Like the rest of it, how are you going to sell Anthony for big P's? You can't. You can't sell Højlund for big P's. Maguire's got 1 year left. You let that run out. Casemiro's chilling on 350 bags a week. Mason Mount's been injured for 2 years. He's sitting on 250 bags a week. They gave Luke Shaw a new contract a couple of years ago. He hasn't started a game in a year, Luke Shaw. He's on 200 bags a week. You can't. So the old regime have made all of these mistakes. So that's why you have to take your licks. You have to get players out, and you got to rebuild. It's going to take a while, but you just got to take the licks.
I mean, Marcel's as bad as I don't
know what he's doing, bro. He's just
as bad as you lot.
That's just a representation of us, bro.
Facts, a mess all over the place. And Lee, I saw you smiling earlier when he was trying to say about the board and that. I mean, he's here basically. He's not even taking licks, but he's here to take licks. If I'm honest, we ain't even played the game yet. But it just feels like
it's funny because you know what it is. I was just sitting here as Marcel's camera's gone up the pan. It's gone to tits. We don't call it Amarin Scamarin for no reason.
Scamarin.
I was just waiting for Turkish to send the violin.
Hold on a minute. I'm trying to lip sync you, bro. You're talking in rewind, bro. The sound's coming out, bro, and your lips are moving like a badly dubbed movie, bro. What are you talking about?
I'm just trying to find out. I'm trying to figure out when the violin's coming out, because all of this crying I'm seeing and hearing from you, it's just hilarious, to be honest. It's funny to see, innit? It's funny to see with these Man United fans. So yeah.
Are you happy with your objectives of where you are? Have you been crying this season?
No.
Have you been happy?
We're not talking about that right now. We're talking about your manager.
It's a super fan debate. It's a super
fan debate. But when your manager came in, you were 4 points off top four. You are now in 15th. You're now in 15th position, which is pathetic. You're going to talk about how
it's a rebuild. You spent over 200 something days on top of the league.
Hold on. When you started the season, your predictions for Man United were to finish somewhere in the top half, maybe 8th, 7th, 6th, wherever, right? So when we look at your squad have got the ability, got the players to get you higher than where you are currently. Now, yes, I'll agree, you have injuries, but your players aren't performing, but your manager's also not performing. So you can say you're in a rebuild, but a rebuild doesn't have to mean absolute dire and shit, basically, which is what you are. And your manager is a part of that, with the nonsense that he's been doing, where he's been playing. Who did he play in the number 10? Wasn't one of your right backs to play in the number 10? Unsolicited.
No. That was Eric Ten Hag, mate. Get facts right, mate. That was Eric Ten Hag who played Mazraoui in the 10. That was before Ruben Amorim got here, mate. And last time this manager played you, mate, he beat you. Yeah, he beat you.
You can bring the violins out all you like.
There's no violins. There's only a realistic. There's no violins. There's only a realistic account of where we are. If that's not what. If you can't see that's where we are, then that's on you. It's not violins. You asked me to give you the state of Man United. It's not violins. I'm not asking for your sympathy.
It's just not.
I don't want your sympathy.
I just find it funny that Man United, when the manager came in, you were in a certain position, and now all of a sudden, it's everybody else but the manager.
Well,
I didn't hear you once really put the manager in the firing line, which is where he should be.
I've said many times before. I've said that. At the end of the day, if you're not going to change things, you have to be accountable. I've said that with my fan base.
All right. Well, no. You didn't say that today. I want you to say that today.
Yeah, I don't need to. I don't need to come here and say that.
You can't right now. I'll be real.
That's the in-house. That's the when we dissect our thing. You know them things there where you don't air your dirty laundry. And I don't need to come on the AFTV.
Yeah, I want you to tell. I want you to be consistent.
Because I want to ask you lot some questions. We'll do questions.
We'll do questions. But what you're saying
what's this? Am I on 24 hours in police custody, bro? You
yeah. Because you're under
what is this, bro? Well, a debate goes all the way around, bro. I get to ask questions as well, bro. So what is this?
We'll come to us.
This is not super fan interrogation, bro. It's super fan debate.
Well, we have to have a bit of interrogation because right now you're supposed to be the mighty, gigantic Manchester United, and right now you're sitting.
You're the mighty Arsenal. You ain't won a league in 20 years.
Yeah, but wait, you haven't won a league in over 10. Just relax. Just
there you go. Half the time, mate.
Yeah, but hey, you might be. You got a long way to go to get rebuilt, to get back even closer.
I thought you lot were back. Mate. It's title charge, and now all of a sudden you lot. It seems like you're all comfortable. Seems like you're all comfortable again.
We're not comfortable, Flex, but we're
I don't know. Lee's very happy. He's very happy. He's talking like his season's been. I don't know.
I'm just keeping it about. I'm just keeping it.
Feels like you're very calm.
I just want to let you know. I just want to let all you Man United fans know that when it comes down to it, the cookie's going to crumble with your manager. And your manager has shown absolutely nothing. He's shown he's inept. He's shown that he's clearly not got the abilities to manage a big club. He's shown he's clearly not able to.
That's your opinion. He's been here for 3 months. He's hardly bought.
Hold on, let me tell you. But let me tell you. You keep saying it's my opinion, but my opinion is based off pure facts. When the manager came in, you was in X position, and your manager's done nothing to exponentially show that he can bring a team up.
And that's fine. And if it's the Arsenal thing to get behind the manager quick and get rid of him, that's your thing. What I'm on. No, because what you're saying is, so if this was you, so that's what I'm saying. So if this was you, basically you're saying you'd sack your manager now. That's fine. That's fine.
No. I'm saying
should he be sacked? Should he be sacked? Should Ruben Amorim be sacked now? Should he be sacked? Should he be sacked?
No, I'm saying, as a Man United fan, you should be on this show absolutely vexed with the manager. But you're here giving out.
No, because I can see a big. I'm not, because I can see a bigger context. That's what
there is no more context. The context is black and white.
There is, because I'm waiting. Do you know what the bigger context is? I'm not going to jump to saying he should be out and this, that, and the other. I've said, like I said, he's obviously plays a part in it because he's Man United manager. The results are worse. I get that. But what I'm saying is that I'm still willing to let him get to the summer, and get his players in, get some players out, and then we'll assess it. More time. Well, there's going to be changes. We signed 5 players last year. You're not going to sign no players in the summer? Of course they are.
What's the percentage of you wearing glasses on Monday after the game and being like, you've embarrassed Man United?
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that even if we won.
Excuse me?
Wait, what?
You wouldn't go on your show.
Last time we beat you. Hold on. You asked me a question. Last time we beat you, I didn't wear no glasses. I just found a Havertz shirt near the bin on the floor.
No, you did.
Social media.
And that was from your own fans.
You know what? That
was from your own fans.
I was in the studio.
Why am I lying?
When we played.
Because I won the FA Cup. Because I won the FA Cup. That's why I had sunglasses on.
So you were shameless. I'm
not shameless. I won a cup, mate. When's the last time you won a cup?
No. I saw when we was in the studio. You were in the studio. You and KG. You lot was off your nuts. You know what? Off it like you was drinking.
Because we beat you. And this is what and you know what's funny about you lot, You know what's funny about you lot? Because when it's your little celebration, you lot hate when the celebration police out on Arsenal. You're not allowed to.
No, what you're telling
me? Hold on. No. Wait a minute. Are you saying that I shouldn't have been happy to have beaten Arsenal? What are you telling me here?
No, because you're in 15th. No, you shouldn't. No.
But we beat you in the FA Cup. It wasn't in the Premier League. What are you talking about?
So what? What did you do? You went out in the next round.
You couldn't. Wait, no, we didn't go out in the next round. We went out in the round after. We went out in the round after, mate. We beat Leicester.
It doesn't matter. You went out in the next.
You said we went out in the next round. We didn't. We went out in the round after that.
Round after, round after.
Right,
cool.
But what I'm saying to you is, see, this is what you're trying. This is what Arsenal fans are trying to do. You're trying to rewrite the thing. When we pulled up to the Emirates, when you drew us in round 3 of the FA Cup this year, there weren't none of this. You might beat us. It was no. Come here. Let us lick you down out of the cup. Now we go on to. Now we went on to the next round. You're telling me that I shouldn't have been happy about that?
No, humble yourself. Humble yourself and take the little win that you got.
We knocked you out.
Humble yourself and take a little win because you're down in 15th and you
It sounds like you're rattled. This sounds very funny.
You beat the better.
So
it
basically, it shows that it still hurts you that a shit team come to Emirates, and just like West Ham did the other week.
No, it's just about humbling yourself.
I think you need to start. No, you need to start doing your job. No, it's about doing your own job. Stop asking other teams to be humble and do your own job. Should West Ham be humble? Should West Ham be humble because they're lower than you?
They say check your rearview mirrors. Humble yourself. Look in the mirror and realize that you are Man United.
I will. Do you know why I will never be humble towards you? Because we're a bigger club than you and we've won more than you. I will never be humble towards you. I will never. No, because you know what? Do you know why? Do you know what's funny about what Lee's doing? What Lee's doing is unfathomable. He's asking me, the bigger horse, the bigger giant, yeah, or a giant. You're not a giant. You're asking the giant to be humble to somebody who we've crushed for many, many years. When in this period of you doing well, what have you done? Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Lee's talking to me like he's a current champion of something. What have you done?
I'm a 13-time Premier League winner. Yeah.
Wait. No, that's
not.
What?
14 FA Cups.
You're a 13-time Premier League winner.
No,
yeah, so?
league time. Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, and I'm a 20. I'm a 20. Wait, so I'm a 13. No, let's hold on. Let's get all of this right.
League titles.
Lee. We're old
enough. You know what I'm talking about.
No. Right. So when you're talking to the big man them in the game, if you want to start putting down numbers, when you're talking to the big boys, yeah. Tell me your European heritage as well. Let's put them down on the trophy. If you want to talk about
it doesn't exist.
Let's talk about who's who. Let's talk about who's who.
Trophies on the table.
No, I'm not having this. No. Do you know why? Because wait there, Cecil. Hold on, Cecil. No, Cecil, he's telling me humble myself like he's some champion. What have you done?
Again, humble yourself.
What have you done?
I
got the Arsene Wenger trophy.
This is the problem with the Arsenal fans. You've done nothing under Arteta. You're talking like you won something. Like you're about to let Arnie come through, yeah. When you're in phase, what phase are you man in now? 5, 6. Arnie stops coming in, and he's going to win the league. And guess what you're going to do? You're going to celebrate your manager with his Lego head, yeah, and his hair wax, and you're going to be like,
I'll check my review mirrors.
You're right.
That's what you're going to do.
No, I'll tell you straight up. I'll humble myself to realize that look, if the manager ain't performing, I'll say it. You want to give it time.
After 3 months.
You want to give it time.
Yes,
you know what
happens in 3 months.
You know what also happens in This people turn bored, like me. It happens. So is that what you want?
3 months.
Is that what you want?
You want 3 months.
You want your money to turn like me? Is that what you want?
So what you want? Hold on. You're mad at me. You're mad at me because I don't want my manager.
I don't know about that head shape, bro. I don't know.
All right. Let me get some order. Marcel.
Let's big up Cecil, man. Sorry, the camera. I don't know what my camera's doing. Shocking, like Man United.
Overheating because Lee's talking rubbish. The camera didn't want to hear.
No, your camera knew from the get-go. When you were talking, it was like, no, I can't take no more.
The Wi-Fi, the bill. I don't know. It must be something to do with the pay cuts on the United side. But Marcel, the manager, Flex has backed his manager. Said it's 3 months. There's no way I'm questioning him right now. Even if things go peak tong, you're not going to be relegated, but you're going to be sniffing around there. Things continue. Are you looking at the manager say, I know how long you stayed Ten Hag in. I know how long you stayed for that. But are you doing that with Amarin as well? Are you following the model of I want to see the manager get a window, be long in this, or are you saying, do you know what? Enough is enough when it gets to the end of the season. If you're
come on, Cecil, man. He hasn't had a season. He hasn't had a preseason yet. He hasn't had a summer window. And the window that he does get, he only gets one player in, and he gets rid of players that need to be removed, for the betterment of the club. So
is he showing you not enough? You haven't won back-to-back games in the league this season. That is a mad stat, boys. That's piss poor. Sorry to say my life, but that's bad.
No, you're right. You're definitely right. I just think we were already in a massive decline under Ten Hag. Like, even I believed in him till the end, but it's got to an untenable position. So it's like you have to. You had to get rid of him, but with Ruben, it's just he's just started now. You got to give him to the end. You got to give him to the end of the season. And go again.
From the United side, do you lot see signs of anything? But I've watched you lot play recently. I've been flabbergasted.
It's not right now.
How bad it's been. And listen. I love the banter. I love the rivalry. We started hot. We started on a high press, but you lot are supposed to be the Giants. The back in the day when we were up there with you guys, cool, good times. Now I look. And don't get me wrong. Listen, Arsenal we've had bad times, but I have not seen us reach the level of lows. And do you know what? It's not just the players on the pitch, because I think the quality of your players are horrendous. But we're going to talk about everything here. There's protests obviously on Sunday, but do you see any green from both you, Flex and Marcel, any green signs of positivity? Is it bringing the youth through an identity? I mean, he's got an identity.
And hold on, Cecil, before I go any further, I just want to read out something for you, Gib, because I want to ask you, I want you to answer this properly, because the question is, do you see any signs? What signs do you see with 24 games, 10 wins overall? 10. You've got 5 draws and 9 losses. Your overall goal difference is -1 in all of those 24 games. -1. You owe the Premier League goals. You owe the Europa League goals. That is how much you're in a minus. You are in overdraft, and you know what? It's unarranged. It's an unarranged overdraft. You don't have the money. You don't have the capacity for that. So you answer that question. You answer that, and I'll give you even more. The micro analyst of 12 games in the Premier League, 6 goals, and you have a 0 goal difference.
We don't need you to tell. You're acting like we don't know. We don't need you to tell us nothing. No, wait there. No, wait there, Marcel. Who are you? We don't need you to tell us. I've been to every single fucking game, mate. I don't need you to tell me nothing. No. Hold on a second. Hold on. What is this? Statman Lee? This is Gooner Lee, not Statman Lee. Who are you, bro? We just change it. First of all, decide who you want to be. That's what I'm saying.
Man, James be on you lot, man. Just got
that's what I'm saying, bro.
I know
that's
James
not you,
in Australia. James in Australia. So that's why I took over. So can we just stick to the point?
Well, can you stick to your name then? Overall. Your name is Gooner Lee. Why are you so concerned in Man United?
You have played 24 games.
Hello, this is Man United Lee.
Games overall.
Hello, Man United Lee. This is Man United Lee.
Europa League, FA Cup money. You're in an overdraft. Please, can you answer and respond direct to that?
But the question is there any green shoots that you guys are holding on to? That is a simple question.
Yeah, there's players in the team that fit the system. I think obviously Agate in there makes sense in the midfield. You got Yoro, who looks like he's coming into his own now. He looks like a decent player in the system and in the side. And Mazwari looks like a good fit as well. I just think it's so early to call this. Like the signs are there's a few players that fit the system, and the signs are that Ineos, with their first opportunity to purchase a player, Dorgu looks like a decent fit. We've always owed, the league goals though. Under Ten Hag, we were struggling for goals as well. So that's just been something that needs to be addressed, really. So that will get fixed under whoever the next manager is, if there's a next manager, or if it's Ruben, who I'd want it to be. Then that will get addressed at some point. Hopefully we go into the market in the summer and get a proper player. But there's a few signs in terms of we can see the one idea that he's talking about. It's just the players can't enact it under pressure. And they're not really doing it in an ultra attacking style, which we've seen under Ruben when he's at Sporting. We've seen him have the full the wing backs pin the defensive line back of the opposition and these kind of things when they're dominant ball.
Can your players do that? Because I know what you're saying. Listen to the question here. You're saying there's not doing the ultra attacking and whatnot, but I say can your players do that because I've seen Arteta be very pragmatic in possession football, keeping the ball, and then when we go forward, we've got no strikers at the moment. And I look at our front line times and I think, can we play that quicker counter-attacking football? And I look at your players. I look at Højlund. I think, Lord have mercy. And listen, young player. I'm not going to go on him too much. Xerxes, small bit of form. Obviously scored the other night, but to the level of quality that you need when you're breaking, not really the same as what you had in the past. Canacho, pacey, quality again. Do your players have the ability to do that from where you're sat watching?
Well, if you're talking specifically counter-attack, Cecil, I think Manchester United Football Club is built on that. So in terms of that standpoint, it was the Ten Hag's biggest problem was getting us to stay in the opposition's half, and play football strictly from the halfway line, which is what Arsenal have been able to do successfully for so many years, City. But it was a process to get there. They started off playing pragmatic football first, getting the quality of players in, cultivating their youth. And then, you see the fruits of it. And by the way, you haven't even achieved anything major, which is what Fleck is basically saying. Even within all that process, you haven't picked up a Premier League. You haven't picked up a Champions League still. So you're still kind of left wanting 4 trophies. As a matter of fact, we might even be more successful than you guys.
There's ways that you can be in the mud. You guys, you are literally on your deathbed. You are about to close the casket and be lowered 6 feet under. So yes, we may not have won anything, and I can be objective and look at my manager and say he's possibly not the person to take us over the top. But you guys, you have
Right.
rats
And after 3
in your
months,
stadium. You have 11 rats on the pitch.
that's
and you
why
have
we're
the
trying to
guy
build a
that
new one.
is Ruben
But
Amorim.
this
That's
is what
what
I'm
you
saying.
have.
You're talking,
And
but
he's
this is what I'm
playing his
saying.
flute
So
every
I'm
single
glad you're saying
game,
this. I'm
doing
glad you're saying
absolutely
this.
nothing
Yeah.
on that bloody
You're
pitch.
talking.
That
So
is your
basically,
team.
in the same, we're
Let-
talking about both sides of the mouth. On one side, you lot saying these players are absolutely trash. They're shit. They're awful.
No, I'm talking about
But
your
at the-
manager as well.
Yeah, right. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. So on one side, the players are awful and they're terrible. And like you're saying there, on the other side, the manager is terrible in 3 months. He's come to this league. Absolutely. Has he been good enough? No, he's not. He's lost. He's only just won more games than he's lost. What's it? 10 wins, like you said, and 9 losses. Yeah. So it has not been good. Of course, it hasn't been good. But to write him off. But that's obvious, though. Of course it is.
No, it's not, because before you were very, very edgy. I want you to give a lot of the accountability to your manager, because your manager, you know what's going to happen, right? When he turns it around, you're not going to talk about the players. When he turns it around, you're not going to give those players the same flack, the same sort of vitriol and all of that stuff. You're going to talk about the manager. So now it's going poor. I want you to talk about
no, but
manager,
I don't believe he's going to. But what I'm saying, with a large amount of these players, a lot of these players can't be here to be successful. That's what you're not realizing. That's what you guys are failing to forget. Yeah, because this team needs a whole it's been rebuilt, and guess what? This is where the club, why I'm focusing so heavily on that, right? The same way you guys focus heavily on the Cronkies because you keep saying they failed us, we didn't get a striker. What about your players not stepping up then? Where the fuck's Odegaard been then? Why ain't he stepped up in the absence of things? When you're playing West Ham at home, why have you let in such a stupid goal with Gabriel and Saliba there? You're supposed to be learning from the mistakes you made before. But that's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is both things can be true. So when you're saying like you're acting like the club can't be the biggest fault of this, it is. It is. The reason why, and this is the bigger context, which is why I probably don't bring it here, because it's for Man United podcast. Because let's have it straight, yeah. Arsenal fans don't really care about the inner, like when I see you lot moaning that you ain't got a striker, as a neutral who just wants Arsenal to lose, all I see is you lot moaning because you can't get it done. I don't really want to get involved with, but the Cronkies did this, and all I know is that you lot were super excited before, and now you're not. So what I'm saying is to go into the real nuanced conversations about why Man United is that you probably don't want to hit. That's why I haven't really gone into it like that, because there's no point.
Okay. Well, I do actually, funny enough, I actually do want to get into some of it, because I'm going to break down from my perspective in the actual, we're going to do it a professional way instead of me trying to make you buy it. Firstly, though, I just want to, before I go into how I've seen it from an outsider view, because yes, we're on a super fan debate, but the thing is, I want you to give us a view of Arsenal from your side, and I'm going to give you the view of Man United from our side. I think that's fair to do. Firstly, though, is this a free hit season then? Basically, that's what you've always said.
Yes, well, I did discuss that, and I said, and this is one thing actually I will agree with Leon. I was saying on one of our podcasts, and I literally said that. I go, so guys, are we saying that he's got a free hit, basically? And then the response back to me was yes, because it's because of obviously he's come in, you expect it to go better, but then it's gone shit. You're not going to sack him. You have to give him time to undo this mess. Because also people say change. Another thing is, which is true, yeah. You say change the system, change back to what? You man were laughing at us when we was 4-2-3-1 with these same man. When we were 4-3-3, when we were 4-4-2. Last time I checked, Lee was still laughing at us. So what is this greatness that we're reverting back to? You're better off staying with something now, getting licks. Yeah, I hear that. Take the banter, this, that, and the other, and building something sustainable that you believe in. Because last time I checked, when we won the FA Cup, we were told you're papering over the cracks. You ain't good. You're still crap. When we won the Carabao Cup, we were told you ain't good. You're crap. So now this has happened.
Is that
and we're
true?
trying to stick to something. Yeah, it is true. It is true. Absolutely.
It is true. I'll say it's true. Yeah.
Okay. Let me do the super chat quickly. We got one here from Saya Nato. It says, Cecil, take it easy on Flex. Man United fans were cooking him for criticizing the manager recently. I didn't know that. This is why he's cautious of attacking.
Well, I spoke about the word accountability. Remember I said Marcel? And as soon as like Lee saying, to be honest, as soon as I brought it up, it's you haven't got the stomach for a rebuild, Flex. You want him out of it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he has to have some level of accountability. I have said this. this. So I'm not afraid to say that.
What is this level of accountability on, though? Do you think? Like, what is
his level of accountability is because he's Man United manager.
Yeah, and again, look, and again, Flex is my guy. So, and again, when I say this, I mean it in a footballing term. I would have had so much more respect for him, obviously, if footballing wise, not personally. Come and say, because I don't want it to be misconstrued that man's coming in there like some crazy thing. Like, but I would have respected it more if you would have said, look, the manager, he has come and he has not delivered anywhere near, and he needs to do a lot better. It's the manager, because we know these players. We know these players are dying. They've been here 10 years, so we know they're a big problem. We know Luke Shaw's an issue. We know Mount's a problem. We know Bruno can be a problem. We know some of your defenders. But at the start of the season, you were going at Real Madrid fans because you got Lenny Euro. At the start of the season, you were like, you know what, Maguire's been a lot better. At the start of the season, you were talking about Arnautovic. You were talking about all of these players. You were talking about Kobe Mino over last season, and now he looks like he's got type 1 diabetes. So let's just keep it a fact. Let's keep it a buck.
He doesn't. See, that's what I'm not letting you say that. No, he doesn't.
Let's keep it a buck. You've got players.
Been injured.
No, but my point is, you've got players that are there that are good enough to do a job. And ultimately, your manager has set your team up, in my opinion, in many games this season to fail. Now, whether or not
that's with the current crop. No, that's with the current crop of players who can't play the system. He has made it worse because they can't. That's
my point. That's my point.
That is true.
So with the
but that doesn't. That's not a define. No, but that is not a full stop underline new paragraph.
It's not the be all end all. I understand.
But you were trying to. The reason why I was pushing back is because you're basically saying it felt like you're saying that he needs to go. This guy ain't it.
No. I'm just saying. I wanted the same amount of vim that you're going to give when he turns it around next season, which I think he might do. I think he's a good manager. I've seen what he did. I think he can, because he's going to get backed. He's going to get some of the players in, and ultimately the players that are leaking team news, the players that are doing things that they shouldn't be doing, he's going to get rid of them, because ultimately he's here for the long term. Otherwise, he would have been gone already. So we know he's going to change it around. We know,
and they can't afford to sack him as well, even if they
exactly that. But I don't think, even if so, I don't think they were going to sack him anyway, because
and it's on their head. They brought him in.
He's a good manager. But what I'm saying is, when you came on there, it was violins about the club. It was violins about, and you didn't really touch on the manager, because the manager seems to be the last thought. And I want him to be up there, because, as I said, when it goes well, you're going to talk about the manager. You're not going to talk about those players. You're going to talk about how the manager's turned it around. He's changed the system. He's got in play. So keep the same energy. That's all I want.
Okay, let me do my assessment, yeah? And then Marcel and Fletcher give your assessment. It's going to be quite a long one, because, again, I think it's important on Superfan Bet. We can cuss each other. We've done that for the first 15 minutes. It's all love.
That was Lee's fault as well. That was Lee's fault. I wasn't going to be on that. And then Lee started saying mad stuff. And then, and I can't take any Arsenal fan telling me.
Let's do the real talk, right? So I'm going to break down what I've seen, and it's going to go a bit more podcasty, but I want you to, the overarching question is, what is the biggest fire at Man United right now? Because I look for you from the outside and think there's so many problems at Man United, so many, and you're in a place that, one, I'm flabbergasted by how bad you are when watching you. I look at the ownership. There's a protest on Sunday. I understand that. Obviously, the previous protests, you've had Liverpool game cancelled. It's been serious. This one, I don't know if it's going to be as big, but I think it should be, consider how bad you guys are. But my thing is, obviously, you got the Glazers in there. You've got Ineos, who's they've got a lot of control, but they put Jim Radcliffe, given percentage to be a shield, basically, and it's to hide behind all the problems that are, from what I see, at the top. Granted, we've had similar situations. Josh Kroenke becoming the face, whatnot, speaking over it. Now they're saying Arteta, cool. I understand that. But you've done all that, and then you look at your club and you say, okay, where's all the issues here? You're not playing football on the pitch well. The team's not performing well. But then you have loads of players, and I look at it from Arsenal, loads of players that are on big money, aging, and this is a problem with Arsenal when we was going through our rebuild, and not really assets at all. So when we were going through our rebuild, when we was in the dark, we won the FA Cup, but was in dark place. None of our players were assets. No one was good enough to sell them. As a fan as well, watching my team, I had no one I believed in. No one I enjoyed watching, whatever. I didn't enjoy going to see games. There's no one that, you buy into. Nowadays, you go into the team, you look at the Ben White was a steal. Didn't really think he'll be a top player, someone I love. Timber, again, you buy into him. Bukayo Saka's, players coming through the academy. That's another big thing. I look at Man United. You're throwing a thing with Man United, I think, and I watched them quite a bit, is now you're resorting. I know you've got a lot of injuries to, like, Aiden Heaven, who's a youngster, and you might have to play him in this game because next week you've got an important game against Real Sociedad. So you're going to rest your main centre backs and then put a teenager in there. awkward. Then you've got Chido Obi-Martin, again, a player from Arsenal who shouldn't have the pressure that he's having. Great player, great striker. A little bit sad we let him go, but listen, it is what it is. There's other young players coming through. But that's an issue. You rely on players, very young, put a load of pressure on them. Man United, a massive club. And if I'm honest, most players fail underneath that pressure. Chido Obi-Martin may get a few goals, but he's not the answer, especially right now. You can't protect me. He did it with Kobe Mainu as well. That's another issue. I know I'm saying a lot, but I have to get this all out because from an outsider view, I just think it's crazy. And then the manager, I know it's the easiest thing to go to. We joked and debated about it. You say sack the manager, sack the manager. I like what you've done defending him since 3 months. I'm not a man that likes to just get rid of the net. We're not Chelsea do that. I'm not a fan of that procedure. Yes, he's got an identity, but it's clearly not working. Do you stick with him? I understand. Do you get his players? Potentially, but if I'm honest, there's so many other issues. Even look at the things of the pay cuts you guys are doing, the staff bills, all of that. They're focusing on minor money when you've got players on big money, stealing a living and corrupting the club. There's issues with the stadium. That's a load of money that again your club are gonna have to fork out, which they haven't got right now. Like you said, it's too expensive to even sack Amorim. So I'm saying all this to say, one, what's the biggest fire? Because it is ownership, manager, board, players, the mentality, whatever it is, and then on top of that. What do you need to address? Because in the rebuild, our rebuild started with Mikel Arteta, which by the way, the fans weren't happy with when we brought him on board. No one wanted
no
him.
experience.
We were in uproar, and rightly so. It was in dark times. We were 8th. Cool. Mikel Arteta, are you taking a piss out of us? Luckily, they gave him time, which I guess just what you guys are advocating towards. But I'm saying to you, there's a lot more problems that Mikel Arteta fixed pretty quickly. There was enough green shoots for us fans to buy into. I look at United and I think. Bloody hell, you've got a couple years. And I might be wrong. Football's a funny game, but I look at you and think
it is though. But with the level of problem that there is, you can't fix it quick. And the reason why you can't fix it, the reason why you can't fix it, basically your analysis, basically everything you said, that's it. That's it in a nutshell. That there's not really anything really else to add, if I'm being honest with you. Right. But the truth is that you can't fix it quick. The reason why you can't fix it quick is because one of the biggest places you have to start is recruitment. The biggest because literally, we've signed some players, that instantly can set you back 5 years. Signing Casemiro instantly set Man United back in that position 5 years. It did because we gave him a 5-year deal at 350 grand a week, and he had what? And he was good in his first season. And this is what I would talk about. It went from in his first season, who's the best defensive mid in the league, him or Partey? That was it. That was it. Do you remember that? Do you remember that was the debate? Like, and obviously, I'm not saying it's a debate that Arsenal fans agreed with. I'm just saying, like, that's how we were speaking about, man. Like, we've got Casemiro now. Do you know what I'm saying? So
his legs are bad recruitment.
But he's saying, yeah, I've got 18 months left of my deal. I just want to stay and see the rest of it out. I really like it here. Of course, on 350 bag a week, can't make him move. We bought Mason Mount in the final year of his contract for £60 million. And gave him £60 million and gave him the number 7 shirt to say, you're the 7.
How many games he played this season?
He's been injured for about 2 years. He's probably played about 20 games altogether.
And this season is about like 3 or 4 is the beginning.
Yeah, he's been like multiple injuries.
Yeah.
Anthony, very heavily influenced by Eric Ten Hag, the Ajax connection, all of that stuff. You spent 80 million on him. 80. He's on 200 odd grand a week. Onana, you wanted to get rid of De Gea because he can't play with his feet. I get that. You thought fine. That is fine trying to replace De Gea because that's if you think that's the right thing. But the problem is you replaced him with Onana, who obviously is not better than him. He's awful. So that's what the best part of 50 million on him as well, like 46 plus add-ons. Rasmus Højlund, you went to Atalanta and put 64 million on him. Add-ons takes it to 70, but we won't end up paying them add-ons because look at him. He ain't going to pay no add-ons. But 60 odd million. So what I'm saying is recruitment, these types of decisions are the things that are setting you back. When you can't identify players that can come in, like Lee's saying, and make a difference instantly. So that's the first thing. The other stuff, like structurally, it's a joke. Bro, we didn't even have things like, see, like sporting director or development person or scout, the things that every top club have of like, this is your job type. We didn't even have it, bro. Yeah. We had jobs for the boys, bro. Ed Woodward is finance man, bro. That's the guy running the club, running the contract. They're bankers, bro. You know what I'm saying? So we've only just assembled a proper football department now with Omar Barado and Jason Wilcock, and then Ineos come in. What they do whilst they're assembling this thing? We need Dan Ashworth, best in class. You see, you Newcastle.
We were looking at him as well. It's
you
pretty
pricks.
bad.
You see, you Newcastle. You could have money you're trying to charge for him. We ain't paying that. We'll take you to court. I'll wait this one out. Put him on garden leave. He's the best thing since sliced bread, brother. The man spent longer on garden leave than he did working for us. Sacked him.
Wow. Bloody hell.
So do you know what I mean? So there's
hell.
Yeah, and he's gone. But you know what I'm saying? But you had a high strike rate of signings, like you just mentioned. So our recruitment's poor, the infrastructure of the club is poor. We've allowed it to just decay and rot on and off the pitch. And really, the manager that's here now could have been Amorim, yeah. It could have been someone else who came now. But what's happened is that this manager has coincided with Man United, where you've basically ripped off the last bandage. And now the wound is gaping open, where like, okay, this is how bad it really is. Yeah. Hold 15th for that, because basically with the sins that we've created, we deserve that. Do you see what I'm saying? You can't keep making those types of mistakes without fixing them before they catch up to you proper. The FA Cup can't mask it, winning that. The Carabao Cup can't mask it, winning that. Getting the odd, Ollie counter-attack thing can't mask it. So if you're talking about how it's eventually got like this, we are at the pits of hell because the club has been allowed to decay this far. That's why you're seeing it.
Do you know what it is though, Flex, right? And again, I'm not, and again, I want it to be made very short and clear. I'm not saying get rid of the manager in it. And I want to look, we had the banter for the first.
You're saying he's got to do better.
But let's actually just cook. Everyone know I'm a secondary school teacher. In my classes, I don't get given the perfect set of classes. I don't get given all the best high achievers. But do you know what I have to do? I have to use differentiation. I have to use different teaching styles. I have to go in and I have to figure out, right, this school might not have a lot of resources. It may not have the best equipment. I may not have an electronic whiteboard, but do you know what I have to do? I have to figure out a way to still get these kids. Obviously, it's now 9 to 1, not A to C, but the best grades possible for their
level. You have to adapt. I agree. I agree.
And again, my point was, and I go back to it, was I'm not asking for miracles. So going back to my reference of a PE teacher, the school wouldn't ask me to try and get the best grades if we don't have things to help facilitate that. But you've got to do better. You've got to come in with an action plan as the manager to find a way to use the resources you have to get the best out. So when I spoke about the fact that you're in 14th, I think it is not 15th. But when I spoke about you being in 14th, your players aren't bad enough. My teaching isn't bad enough for them to flunk and get U's or get ones. Your manager has to do better with with all the other things around. And again, I'm not saying that you're dissolving.
I agree, though. I agree.
I know you haven't. But in that whole conversation you just spoke about, which is all right, you again didn't speak about the manager. And I listen, I know I'm not being stupid. Your club, the fact that
there's a leaking
route.
It's because when you say about because Cecil was saying what are the biggest things you got to start. I'm saying you have to start recruitment. That's what I'm saying. 100%. Especially now you've got this guy who plays this system. Your recruitment
you've had a change of ownership, which plays a big part into it. There's so many different things, but when I really look down to it, I'm just looking at the day-to-day of what the footballs can do and what the footballers can do, what the manager can do. All I'm saying is he's not doing good enough in it. So of course
I agree, and he says that himself. He says that himself. He's not, but you can't say he's doing good enough. I agree with that.
And that's why you go into games faring the worst. I see every single day. You're sitting in your car. Please make it a 2-0 loss. Don't embarrass us. Please, United, turn up. And the biggest problem is when you go back to your players, you don't have 3 or 4 good players that you can rely on to give you a 7 out of 10, 5-6 games in a row. You go through Arsenal. People might say they don't rate Ben White, they don't rate Havertz, but the rest of them, everybody rates. You look at Man City, they may say Nunes, the player, the guy that's playing right back, or a few players they don't rate, but they've got consistent players. You even look at Chelsea now, they've got it. You look at
Bro, not even them teams.
Tottenham,
It's
they've
Bournemouth
got-
and Fulham and all these types
Yeah,
of man.
bro.
Brighton.
You
It's
don't,
not
you
even that
don't
way.
have you don't have any players that you can honestly none. Not Kobe, not Euro.
But this is why
none
this
of
is what I mean about the recruitment. Though.
Again,
Also,
it's a
So why is this so heavily on the manager then, Lee? Why is this so?
Because, no. Remember, Marcel, I'm not dissolving anybody, but my point is, when I spoke, even when Flex was giving his whole speak about who's the most to blame, I didn't hear once the manager. The manager has to take responsibility.
I did ask the biggest.
But that's it. That's it. I'm not saying get rid of him. I'm not saying that the managers. I have not said once sack him. No, I didn't once say or sack him. My point is that I want the same amount of energy towards the players as the manager, because it's a double-folded thing.
And I've said many times in our thing, loads of times about the accountability. And actually, when you mention accountability, they don't like it. That does happen.
Exactly.
Does happen.
And Flex, let me keep it up.
That's fair. Because
Cecil
has the same thing.
Cecil, you know my thoughts on Arteta. So if we keep it a buck, people can't sit here and say, because I'm not dissolving the manager.
No, you don't like it. Yeah, you don't like it.
I'm not dissolving him. I'm not dissolving him, bro. I've been on his neck for a minute, but I'm just saying, give the same energy to the manager as the.
But not everyone's gonna have that energy that you have for Arteta. I know what you're saying, because you feel like it's heavily on the manager. Marcel, I do need to come to you, but before I do, and ask what's the biggest fire in your? Is it the manager or something else at your club? And then it feels like we've been doing this interrogation. You can give your thoughts on Arsenal from their side, but quickly, I missed out a few things. The likes of Anani you mentioned, horrendous, and at times I've seen him arguing. Make a good save at times, but I've seen the players on the pitch literally when he messes up, they literally are rolling their eyes. They're arguing, they're like, "What are you doing?" That's top level. I've seen players. Now you may agree or disagree. Players leaving the club, freedom, all of that stuff. You may shoot it off and say F all that, but I remember Torreira, Aldo, man. I think Lacazette, Pepe. I remember them being on Instagram laughing about them leaving and bantering about. That's not a good sign. Granted, they didn't go on and we ended up going off in the right direction, but that's still not a good sign. That means there's issues within the change room. Lastly, before I get your thoughts, Marcel, is this massive news kind of broke today. Kobe Mainoo is minded to reject the offer of a new contract at Manchester United and to seek a move abroad. The midfielder has 2 years on his deal, but the club would be open to selling the England international, who is valued at about 70 million, to help their finances. Mainoo earns about 20 grand a week. Mental, by the way. And representatives want to improve his wages to reflect the role in the team. These are all big fires. Big fires. That there alone, because like I mentioned earlier, we had players we can buy into, look into, they become assets. It's not going to be a whole United pool. We've gone on you lot a lot. Marcel, give me your biggest fire, and then you can give the Arsenal view of what you see from an outsider's view, and then we'll go into score predictions. But
it's ownership. It's the Glazers. Glazers, Cecil. It's very simple. Glazers, and when you broaden out over 10 years, you can clearly see that, we've made mistake over mistake in terms of purchasing players. They've hired the wrong type of people to go and purchase players. And then we haven't been focused on what I like to say, dynasty building. I think you have to stick with a particular idea and a manager and continuously look to improve the players within that team. That's the only way to do things. Arsenal have got a degree of success of recent time, Liverpool and City, and that's what they've done. They've stuck to a manager and they've built and added as things go on. So that's the biggest thing for me when it comes to Manchester United. And by the way, this particular manager came in between the season. It's like taking on a class lead halfway through the academic year. And they don't know you. They're going to mess around because you're looking like a substitute teacher for them for the first 3 or so months. So there's a bit of adjustment period that has to happen there. So wait until the new year comes, that summer happens, they're mature, they're different people, and then you can start organizing the class how you want to organize the students within the class and put the bad ones closer to the front and all get them into a different year group or a different class. And so you just give him time to get his feet into the ground. By the way, he's had injuries as well, by the way, Lee. So it's been difficult for him very early. He was starting well with Ahmad, had him as a right wing back, then tried to put him in the 10. Then there was times when we haven't had goals from Højlund for so long. So we've just had so many problems. For Arsenal, you guys just need a striker, I think. You guys need a striker, and you need a sister. You need more players. You need strength. You need way more depth because Saka's been run into the ground for you guys. Odegaard is maybe someone else that you maybe need an improvement on, someone better than him so you can get some rests. because he's a good attacking player, but he needs rest. He's always getting played as well. So I would just say Arsenal need a striker and some sort of strength and depth in the team, because when the likes of Saka goes, okay, Trossard's all right, but Martinelli's mess. Martinelli's really poor. Lewis Skelly, maybe someone to come in for him as well, because who's your left wing back?
Zinchenko will be going, and so will probably Tierney, but we've got Calafiori who is kind of,
and Tierney as well. He's never really around to replace Lewis, and then the drop off of quality.
Yeah, it'll be gone.
So
flex.
So that's what it is. You guys just need to go into the market and spend money.
Arsenal you've got to you've got to a point where Arteta's obviously he's done a good job up to now, because he's built belief and he's changed the culture at the club, and he's built a squad that you guys are. It's a testament to him that you're saying, well, why aren't we winning? Like, we need to win. Like we're nearly there. Like, come on. I think you were let down in January, but realistically, I just think you need to plan better. Arsenal, I just think, have planned badly. In the summer, you needed this striker. It wasn't just January. You'd been needing this player. So that's not a January thing. It just got extenuated in January because you had more injuries. It just increased the need for it. But you needed it from the summer and the one before that. So I think they've excelled past the shelf life of certain players. So when you brought in Jesus and Zinchenko, that was like they're winners. They know what it takes to win the league. They're coming from Man City. They're going to help us. But already they've had a couple of years stint, and you go, we've moved past them now. I think your recruitment's been good, but I just think in the summer where basically you're supposed to topple City because you've lost out to them again, you came back with Mikel Merino, a Sterling who's not up to it, and another defender in Calafiori. And obviously you didn't expect Miles Lewis-Skelly to do what he's done. So now you're like, that 40 million you spent on Calafiori, that could have gone towards a striker as well. So I think you do obviously need a striker, but you also need another creator in midfield, I think, as well. Because for me, Declan Rice is not a natural creator. He's a midfield general. I really like him. I think he can do both sides of the game. But he's an engine. He's an engine room. He's the one who puts out fires. He's everywhere, right? Yeah. So you want him further back. Odegaard he's not the killer. He needs another person in there who can help create. If you have him as your chief creator, I don't think you're ever going to get over the line, because he's not that deadly as that player. He's a wonderful footballer, a beautiful footballer to watch on the eye. He's technically very, very sound. He can take the ball in tight spaces. He very rarely gives it away. But when you need the killer instinct, Chella, do you know what? And do you know what's funny about that? He's not Bruno. Yeah. And I'm not. And I know. And this is the thing that, like, again, the way you play, you need someone who's gonna, like I say, keep the ball out Odegaard, progress it through the thirds, etc., etc. But what you've been crying out for is saying to someone like Odegaard, I need end product. I need it, bro. Yeah, I need it. Like, you see that, like you need that. So I just think I'm not saying he's dead and get him out and put someone else there. I'm saying that's why I'm saying you need another creator in that midfield, or to be able to mix things up. And even Wanyeri, wow, like what a revelation. The kid looks super strong. He looks like he's got man strength already. So does Lewis Skelly, actually, which that's the hardest thing to breed into young players is that level of physicality. Like, ability is one thing, mentality is the other, but like just man strength. Yeah. And he just looks like he can't be bullied at this age, which is a top trait. So
he's got back in the
you need and you've still made, like I was saying earlier, you've made mistakes in the past. I'm still seeing you lot say last year you lot went, Villa come and mashed up our title race. You know what I mean? When we lost to Southampton, or was Fulham done you last year, messed up the title race. Brighton have come. This year's the same thing. Same thing. Like, West Ham have come, they've mashed up your title race. Did Villa did Villa do it again this year?
Yeah, Villa.
What was that 2-2? What happened again?
Yeah, then we
Everton
Villa.
as well.
Everton. Do you see what I'm saying? So, like, there's a pattern of, like, you need these things to get over the line. But hang on, like Lee's saying about the players or the thing. What about these men that are supposed to be locked in because you're third year of challenging now? You're not supposed to make them mistakes no more. So I don't think there's been a lot of spoken about that. It's all been about get a striker, you'll win the league. I don't believe Arsenal get a striker, you win the league.
Yeah, no, I think it's the easy thing.
It's more than that.
It's what most.
And actually, I didn't mention the manager. Actually, to be fairly, you're right. I've done it again.
Listen,
the manager as well.
That's
Yeah, it's true. It's true. You're right.
Wait.
No, I'm not actually clowning. I'm actually being serious.
Yeah, but I find it funny anyway, Fleck.
I know. Listen, boys, let me quickly do super chat. Mr.
Go away,
Captain,
Marcel, man. I don't like you anymore.
Don't worry, we got a few minutes left, but Mr. Captain says Flex is a top dog, a Man U with sense, big up, and so is Marcel. Oh, big up. We got AFC Max. I think he's in the state. No, in Australia. He says, let's not forget that Flex and K stay in top 4 in the US. Ooh, they did say that.
That was the same way how you said the league in the summer. I was saying top 4. We sometimes you don't get your objectives.
Bigger drop off. But let me do this question quickly. Do you care more about next week Wednesday than you do Sunday?
Thursday, you mean?
Thursday. We're on Thursday. Sorry, we're not Champions League. Yeah, don't do it. Don't rub it in. Don't rub it in.
No. Sorry. Do you honestly?
Of course.
So you'd rather,
bro. Guess what, Cecil? We could beat you, yeah. And I could, like Lee said, put on glasses on DR Monday and be like, "How did you not beat that Man United team?" Which, let's be real, if that happens, of course I will. But
all the way, Fleck. All the way, please.
But hear what I'm saying though. That's no. All
the way, Fleck, please.
Wait. Because correct that word, shameless. Because when you're in the pits of hell, what am I supposed to do? Be miserable every single day, and if there's something that makes me smile, I'll take it. Yes. But hear what? My actual point is this. My actual point is this.
Eating in the sewer, boy. The rats are eating in the sewer.
Correct. Yeah. You lot have been there. Yeah. So what I'm saying is,
we have.
But my point is that we could beat you and still be 14th if results go down. Like, what is it like? That was what my point was going to be. Like, this game tomorrow in the context of the Premier League, you can't win it. So it's not like we have to go to Old Trafford. You must go to Old Trafford just to mash up this shit Man United team and just kick them up. Not because you can win the league. You can't achieve the objectives you set out to do. You can't win the league no more. It's done. It's over. We can't really go higher in the league. So really, it's a crap game in that sense. The bragging rights and the thing and the banter. But for Thursday, you're asking me which one I care about. It's Thursday all day. Bro, do you know how nasty it will be? Yeah, you see how you've not just been cussing us the whole time, and rightly so. Do you know how nasty it is if on pre-season tour, I'm ringing you, man, saying, so where do you not want to go for Champions League? Because if we win the Europa League, yeah, if we get in the Champions League from finishing 15th in the league, do you know how nasty that is? Do you know how mad that is, bro? No, but this is why all our eggs are in that basket, is what I'm saying. So when you say, fair. If I get to say to you, in that league format thing, what's it like? I fancy going Bernabeu, you know. I might want to go. Where you want to go? Bayern. Where am I going? From 16th? From 15th?
You lot are dead. If that happens, you lot are.
Not dead.
We're picking up trophies still. We're in the mud. Lee's just been saying we're in the mud, we're in the sewers. And we still got, we're dragging gold. We're dragging gold in the sewers with us. What?
Bro, do you know what? Actually, we're the only team unbeaten in Europe. Do you know that?
What? Serious?
This season, we're the only team unbeaten. Do you know that? Our Europa League, bro, we finished third in that league thing, and we ain't lost the game.
Liverpool didn't lose.
No, they lost against.
No, they lost against PSV.
Oh no, PSV. But come on, man, they played.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, Man United. And guess what? Do you know what else as well? You know Rasmus Højlund, bro. You know Rasmus Højlund, yeah. You know Rasmus Højlund. Do you know that in Europe he's actually good?
Yes, he's got 5 goals, I think, or something like that.
He's got 5 and 7, bro. He's got 5 and 7. And last year in the Champions League, he got 6 and 5.
How does that? So,
bro, I'm just putting Lee. Statman Lee gave us loads of stats earlier.
All right. I take a stat. I'm just doing James's job because he's gone off halfway around the world.
Yeah, he's in Australia. I respect that, Lee. Thank you for the stats. Nice.
James is my brother, man.
Boys, we've got to come to a close. We have to do score predictions. And funny enough, when I was going on that rant,
we didn't even talk about the game.
Yeah, but you're right. We cussed it. I mean, it's a super fan debate.
It's a super fan debate. We don't need to talk about the game. You know what Man United are on. You know what Man United are on.
We know you stink.
We've got to the bit that we're all going to agree on. But maybe apart from myself.
No, I don't think so. I was going through that rant, and I thought, rah, these man are. If we even draw. Oh my God, it's meltdown.
If we look, no, seriously, where is Ryan in the back?
Ryan's. I think
this video needs to be deleted. This video must be deleted. I do not want this in the atmosphere. This video must be deleted. If you don't win.
Let me tell you something, Lee. Yeah.
If we don't win,
we beat you, yeah, like I said, even if we draw, you lot are in trouble. You ain't seen shameless yet.
Ryan, I'm letting you know now. I want this video deleted.
No, I've screen recorded the whole thing, bro. It's too late. I've done my own screen recorded. I want receipts.
So do I. It's time for score predictions, boys.
Yeah.
And people will obviously talk about the game. We've done enough about the game. We've done enough as in about the whole you've got the full context of both clubs, people that have joined us for this live. When you're listening afterwards, you've got everything where the clubs are at when it comes to State, where we've also come back with a 7-1 win, they've come back with a draw 1-1 in the Europa League. It's heavily favoured our side. As noticed at Old Trafford, but we're probably deemed the favourites for this game. Ryan is still here. He's saying 3-1 Arsenal. I need to get score predictions. Home team. Go on. Let's start with Marcel and go to Flex. Marcel, you start.
2-1 United. 2-1 United. We're playing counter attack. If I'm honestly, Cecil, I said at the beginning, I spoke about the game. I know you guys know as well, but as soon as I came on here, I said to you guys how this game's going to go down. It's counter attack football. We're playing for the space that you guys think you're going to come in here and run things, and we're just going to be attacking the space.
Who scores 2 goals?
It's going to be Nacho. It's going to be Nacho and Bruno. They're obsessed with the counter attack. That's their style of football is the counter attack. As long as if Ruben wants to go toe to toe, then it's going to be a difficult day. But as long as he plays counter attack,
you think? Do you generally wholeheartedly? No, don't do the heart. Don't do the heart and head thing. What do you think the score is going to be after 90 minutes?
Manchester United are going to have 2 goals. We don't have no replays in there. So it's like there's no replays or anything. It's just going to be 2 goals. That whoever's in there experiencing it is going to feel it. We're going to feel the up and down craziness of this game because we're going to be back against the wall. But when we get our chances to get out, they're going to be goal mouth gaping opportunities, and we will score 2 of them.
You believe? So you believe to you?
Being genuine. I'm being very genuine. I genuinely believe that 2-1. It's going to be a tight game. Backs against the wall.
Every game. So every game recently, have you just been like, we win? Have you predicted wins in every game?
Not every game. No, not every game. There's been games that I've been predicting. There's been games. I only think they'll. And to be honest with you, I only think maybe there will be another 2 more wins throughout the season. I only think there'll be maybe another 2 more wins throughout the season.
Okay, so you haven't beat us in 4 in the league. Okay, cool. And then and you think do you know what? You're United. You're United. You never know, but okay, Flex. Score prediction.
We're in trouble, man. We're in big trouble.
He knows.
We ain't winning. Yeah, we're in trouble. We're in big trouble, bro. I remember in the press conference, man said we have to survive Sunday. He said we have to survive Sunday so we can get to Thursday. That's what he said. That's what he said. That's what he said.
Oh, manager.
That's what he said. And the reason why he's saying that because we've got no players, bro.
He said because of fitness.
Yeah. Let me give the context. Obviously, the headline tells the thing. But the reason why we played 120 minutes against Fulham, the players are cooked. Our bench shares two goalkeepers.
They're young.
And some other kids. Ericsson was our only attacking man to bring off the bench. We got no one.
But that's why we play counter-attack football, Fleck. That's why we're gonna play that.
Listen, these men are confident. They're coming off the 7-1. They don't even have to rest people for this because the PSV game was tight. They go again.
Yes, we're gonna go full strength.
We're in trouble. I tell you that now, Marcel. We're in trouble in this game, big time. We won't win. We won't win. I can't see it at all.
What do you think the score's gonna be then, Fleck?
I think the score will be 2. I said by 2 goals. To be fair, I was like a 2-goal loss, but I'll say 2-1 Arsenal because I just think you won't mash us up. I don't think you'll mash us up 4s and 5s. That we don't usually let that happen. But there'll be a certain point where if we haven't done anything by a certain time, we'll gas out as well, and the quality will just like we ain't winning. We ain't winning. I can't see it.
Okay, Lee.
I'll be honest.
3-0, man. Come on, let's not waste any more time. 3-0.
Yeah,
Man United. Yeah, I agree. I do think it won't be a thrashing, but we should be passing them off the pitch. We should be. They literally.
You should be with everything you got. We shouldn't get near you. What we can do though, which I will say this, we can. This is where the back 3/back 5, whatever, comes in handy because you can just go listen, let them have it. And hopefully we can get you back to that Arsenal a couple of weeks ago where you lot always scratch your head saying how we're going to score. Because Forest did it to you, West Ham did it to you. If we frustrate you for a little bit, you don't have a plan B either. if your plan A don't work, because you ain't got no.
Yeah, but I do think that we've got a few different. But yeah, look, the minimal changes we do, I think we've got more than you. We've got more than enough to win the game.
Definitely,
are we the Harlem Globetrotters of football? No. Are we you know the 90s or 80s New York Knicks? No, like that is not the case. But we should be winning by 2-3 goals.
Absolutely, you
but
should.
That 2-3 goals. I'm not saying that it's going to be like the 8-2 from what was it 13 years ago or whatever. But yeah, so I'm going to.
We won't defend like PSV though. So leave.
No, because that was stupid. Like, I mean,
that was madness.
One of the
believe
goals.
Yeah, so I'm into that. Okay, well, just want to bring it to a close. My score prediction is the same, 3-0. I don't want to get too carried away. What we have in this live, I'll be honest. But if we do draw or lose, the video will not be.
Yeah, Ryan, this video will be deleted.
I want the keys. If we win, Ryan, you have to let me and Marcel do our own show on AFTV live. Yeah, with no Arsenal representatives, just me and Marcel live.
That's fine because I'm going to space for the day, so it's cool. No problem.
Yeah, I'll be off.
They ain't got TV up there.
Amen. Ryan says, I've got you, Lee. Listen, big up everyone that's joined us for this super fan debate. We've had some fun. We poked the bear. We've got some reactions. We got the truth behind what's happening at Man United. You got the truth of what, from a rival fan, what they think of Arsenal. You've got the context of everything. I mean, that should, as Arsenal fans on AFTV, should fill your confidence. I mean, I've done a lot of previews and build up to this game. I'm feeling confident. Football doesn't always work like that. No one saw us beating PSV, and no fan beating them 7-1. So it could always go the opposite way. You never know. But this is a super fan debate. Marcel, Flex, it's been a pleasure having you on. Apologies, we went full press, but that's what's happening right now.
That's what this is, bro. You're not supposed to put up here and be comfortable. You have to fight your corner and you have to defend your team.
Exactly.
At all times.
And defended it well, you did, but let's see how well you defend. Your team defends against us.
Anyhow. Oh my God, anyhow, please.
Right, Euro.
Lee.
Lend me a Euro. All them man. Flex, Marcel, Lee. It's been a pleasure. Take care, people. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you soon.
Arsenal fans in New York, we've got something very special for you. Join fellow Gooners for a watch party as Arsenal take on Manchester United, brought to you by Betting Hero. It's happening at the Football Factory at Legends on Sunday, March the 9th, with kickoff at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. There'll be a film crew capturing all the vibes, so you might just make it onto AFTV. Don't miss out for your chance to be part of Arsenal's takeover in New York.